This is my original pattern. It needs several modifications in order for it to become a stable piece. What I've done is I take an extra pattern and I start outlining the different things that I want to modify on it so that it will hang properly. In this case, I've added an extra line here so that my hangers will be across from each other. You don't want to put a hanger right here because eventually the foil will pull away from the weight of your piece and your piece will fall. So I've added this, and then I've modified this area here a bit because in the original pattern we just had the eye sitting by itself. Now you can leave it like that and paint a dot, or lower the hat a bit or raise the eye so that here at this point you can do one of two things. You can add a little tiny jewel, or you can put a blob of solder there to make the eye. The next thing I noticed is there's a hinge point right here. Now you don't want this to break off, and it's like a door where if you have a hinge like a door, it will just go like this and eventually pull away and fall off. So what I will do is I will take a piece of wire, I will embed it from here, down here, over to here, down, and then to here. This will keep the beak from falling off and give more stability to it. The next thing that I'm going to do is look at the leaves, because the leaves have different points in the original pattern where they're just hanging there. They're just hanging by this little piece here, and they're not touching anything, and they should be touching so that they have that stability again and not falling away. A little knock on this leaf would fall right off. So my plan is to move these two leaves closer together so that this piece here will touch. The other thing I plan to do to give a little bit more stability is I'm going to add some blobs of color, probably red berries. And then the other thing is I'm going to run a wire. So my wire is going to go into the leaves all the way across and out to the other side. And then I'm also going to put another piece here and a piece here. And that will give your piece strength. It won't fall off as easily. Now the other thing to note too is that where the leaves are touching the bird here and here, that isn't much. And I noticed that with this, you can do your feet, your legs and feet with wire. But I have to think of something that will give it a little bit more strength than just two little spots that you're going to solder your bird to the leaves. So it needs a lot of modifications. And I also, at the same time, write out what I'm going to use for colors, where they're going to be, and if I want to add or subtract anything. Then my next step now is to choose the colors that I want on my bird. In this particular case, I want a red hat, I want some green leaves. I'm planning on making this a junco. Now, a junco is you'll find in northern U.S. and in Ontario, lower parts of Canada. And so they are a gray and white bird. So I'm planning on using some of this Baroque glass. And they have a gray body with a very dull white breast. So I'm looking at different ways of different glasses to use. And then from then, once I've decided what glasses I want, I will go and start cutting my glass.